Euro 2024 is in less than 2 weeks, and I figured there's no better time than now for me to make my predictions for the tournament. I'm going to go through the group stages, all of the knockouts, the final, and give you my predictions. I'm using FootMob. This isn't sponsored or anything, but if you want to go and fill out your own prediction, I'll have a link to this exact prediction sheet in the description below. So let's get right into it. As always, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, and let's get started with Group A. Germany, Hungary, Scotland, and Switzerland. All right, so right away, we're going to leave Germany at the top. They're at home for the tournament. It's being hosted in Germany. They're one of the favorites, I would assume, for many people. No further discussion really needed on them. This is where the group gets interesting. Hungary and Scotland both, have players who play for Liverpool, my favorite side. So it's going to be a little tough for me to gauge how I think they'll do. Neither of these nations are necessarily a powerhouse outside of having like an illustrious captain and one or two other, decent players. Not to say they're bad sides or incompetent. It's just, I really do think Switzerland has a fairly well-rounded side, the likes of Jan Sommer, Akanji, etc., etc. I just have a feeling Switzerland's going to get second. Hungary, I could see finish in third, and Scotland fourth. That seems fair, but I could also see it finishing like this. It really all depends, but we'll leave it like that for now. Moving forward, Group B, Albania, Croatia, Italy, and Spain. I have the Croatian jersey on. Not Croatian, but Croatia has been an absolute force in international cup competitions, the Euros, the World Cup. Just kind of a thorn in the side to the usual favorites. They haven't won anything yet. I do think they'll do well. Albania, I mean, I don't know if Hisaj is still playing for them. Broja, I mean, he's fine. Italy and Spain are really good and are probably going to be competing for first and second. But I do think Croatia will get second ahead of one of Italy or Spain. And Albania probably going to finish at the bottom of the group. Sorry. Hate to be that guy. But if I were to have a reasonable prediction, I think I'm stuck between Croatia and Italy in second and third. I'm going to give it to Croatia just because of precedent in the last few cup competitions that they've had to take part in. Italy, they do have a lot of momentum, Inter and Serie A, and generally just the way that a lot of the Serie A teams have been competing in the UEFA Cup competitions does give me a feeling that maybe the national team can spur on, but at the end of the day, they did miss out on, a tournament recently. I forget which one off the top of my head, but I'm going to put them in third, Albania, and Albania will be at the bottom of the group. I feel like that's pretty fair. Group C, Denmark, England, Serbia, Slovenia. I think if England doesn't win this group, it's an absolute failure of the nation. Like the amount of quality that England have, they are one of the favorites for this tournament for me. They should top Group C easily. Second place becomes tougher. Slovenia, Serbia, Denmark. Denmark, there's some good players for sure. Højbjerg, Eriksson. I don't know if Eriksson could really. I don't know if he could play still. But still, I'm gonna give Serbia the go ahead in Group C ahead of Denmark, and I think Denmark will finish in third with Slovenia in fourth. Group D, Austria, France, Netherlands, Poland. It's a pretty interesting group. Austria, not too shabby of a nation. David Alaba, I don't know if he's back. He didn't feature in the Champions League final. I know he's been out with injury for a period of time, but he, alongside the likes of Marcel Sabitzer, Konrad Leimer, etc., I think they have a really solid outfit, but the Netherlands and France are two sides that I think France are the overall favorites for this, more or less, for most people. They are coming off the back of runners-up medal in the last World Cup, World Cup win before that. They literally took it to penalties against Messi and Argentina. France should top this group. Second place, I'll give to Netherlands. Van Dijk, Gakpo, Xavi Simons, Gravenberch. The Netherlands they're stacked. The Lit, Poop Miners. I could literally list off so many people on this Netherlands team that are world class, but I think they will finish second to France because France are just too OP. Austria or Poland. Matty Cash is out. Not that that matters. I don't think he would have started ahead of I forget who is it Frankowski, the other right back. I could be mixing up who that is, but I'm gonna say that Poland finished third. I'll say Poland finished third. I don't know if Wojciech, I always butcher his name. I don't know if Szczesny is still playing for Poland. That could be kind of important, but let's just do this for the Zane. Group E, the second to last group, Belgium, Romania, Slovakia, and Ukraine. Belgium should top this group. The rest of it becomes very interesting. This is kind of a mixed group. I'm gonna say Slovakia get through. Ukraine get third. Romania finish fourth. Honestly, probably one of my least confident group predictions because I feel like second through fourth could just be any sort of order. Belgium, similar situation to England in Group C. If they don't top this group, it's a failure. Simply put, too much quality. Group F, Czechia, Georgia, Portugal, and Turkey. Portugal, top. Then it becomes a conversation of Czechia or Turkey. Turkey, lots of quality. Kokchu, Arda Huller. They have a very deep national team. Czechia has some really quality players. There's been a really, really great season from Patrick Schick. Not to like reduce all these national teams to one or two players, but I don't want to harp on the national teams and the lineups all too much. We'll get into that in another video, but I'm going to say Turkey gets second, with Czechia getting third and Georgia getting fourth. Okay, now on to the knockouts. Oh, lucky losers. Select lucky losers you think will advance to round of 16. So there's 4 sides that I think will advance to the round of 16. Yeah, this seems fair. It seems rather fair. Maybe Ukraine ahead of Hungary or Czechia ahead of Hungary or one of these two ahead of Denmark. Well, I feel like I see these 4 get through in this kind of like, I didn't even know that this would happen. But I do think this seems about right. We're going to roll with it. So round of 16. Here we go. Spain versus Hungary. Do I just pick one? Yep. Okay. Spain. Rather simple. A very impressive outfit in terms of the quality that they continue to produce. I mean, even at the back, you have the likes of Pau Torres, who will definitely be featuring, should he be fit. Pedri, Gavi, Lamine Yamal, I assume, will be featuring. Ansu Fati. There's also like a whole host of Spanish forwards who are doing well. Real Madrid obviously winning the Champions League again will give a boost to any Madrid players that are featuring. Versus Hungary, I love you, Dominic Szoboszlai. You're a talented player. You're not going to beat Spain. Hate to break it to you. Serbia versus Germany. Another very, I think, straightforward kind of victory. Germany on home soil with the season that some of those players that will feature in the squad have had, the Bayer Leverkusen players more specifically, the likes of Florian Wirtz, Jonathan Tah, they're going to be a formidable foe throughout the whole tournament. One of the favorites on home soil. You got to give it to Germany in this matchup. Portugal, Denmark. Portugal, this could be Ronaldo's last Euros ever. not to say they'll like kind of play for him in the same way, but they've been there. A lot of these players, they've won the Euros before. Maybe not the exact crop of players, but Portugal has like a kind of, they have a streak going of, not a streak, but they have a kind of component to their national team of not only experience with winning it, obviously Cristiano Ronaldo will feature and such, but they have a lot of interesting players coming through the ranks. Antonio Silva, alongside like players who are in their prime, Diogo Jota, Bernardo Silva. I think it's going to be an interesting Portugal outfit, and they should comfortably squeak past Denmark. Netherlands versus Slovakia, going to go with Netherlands. I feel like I'm going for the favorite in all of these, but genuinely looking at these matchups, I don't see who's going to pop up for a goal amongst these first four sides. Maybe it changes down the line. I haven't really peeked down the list. I've just kind of been taking a one match at a time. But yeah, Netherlands, I mean, I feel like they are a side that have a really good spine. They have a really good kind of platform of players to build off of and kind of generate some kind of good momentum with. I really do think they are a major dark horse for this tournament. It wouldn't shock me if they get to like the semis or deeper. But we'll see how they progress. Belgium versus Italy. This is the first one that is really, I'm going to go with Italy. I don't know why. I'm going with Italy. Thibaut Courtois, sure, he's back. But Belgium, something about Belgium. Every major tournament that comes around, everyone's always like, oh my God, Belgium on paper, they're one of the best teams in the world. Courtois, De Bruyne, Hazard in his prime at a point. Lukaku when he wasn't, what people know him as now, I suppose. Belgium they had a golden era, and it's seemingly past. And while they have a lot of really good players still coming through the ranks, De Ketelaere, Doku, sorry, chat, or the audience, I suppose, just hit the mic, but they have a lot of good players, Belgium. That's really the truth of it. But they also have a lot of drama. And I'm not saying the drama is going to be the reason that they lose. I just think Italy right now are in a zone. They're back at major cup competitions internationally. Inter, they were in the Champions League final last year. Serie A has been in a good place recently. I believe 5 spots are going to the Champions League in Serie A next season. So really good momentum. I'm going to give it to Italy. France versus Turkey. France, they're one of my favorites. To go against France in this matchup would be kind of ludicrous. Don't really feel like I need to talk about it too much more. England versus Poland. This one could be interesting because something about England at international tournaments always feels very pressure cooker. It feels like there's so much pressure that could just collapse in on the squad at any given moment. But I don't think this is one of those. I think England will not maybe too comfortably, but they'll handle Poland. They'll get through. They should, at least. If they lose here, it would be absolute shambolic. It'd be a shame still. But yeah, now the final round of 16 matchup to predict. Switzerland versus Croatia. I mean, I know I talked a big game about Switzerland and saying they had a lot of good players, and they still do. There's a lot of quality in that side. I just feel like Croatia, I could see this going to penalties, extending the whole way through, as Croatia is known to do. And I'm not saying that just because I have their jersey on. But yeah, I think this is how we'll go for the round 16. Spain beating Hungary, Germany beating Serbia, Portugal beating Denmark, Netherlands beating Slovakia, Italy beating Belgium, France beating Turkey, England beating Poland, and Switzerland losing to Croatia, Croatia progressing at the end. I don't know why I switched at the end there, but let's go with the quarterfinals. Now, per my predictions, would be Spain versus Germany as the first one to predict. The first matchup. Okay, this is where they start getting tough. Spain, I mean, they have a really good group of players, but do they have a great team? I don't know if they're quite there yet. to progress past a side like Germany that, I mean, I just feel like Germany has a better blend of the youngsters and the quality veteran figures. Um, I mean, you look at Tony Rudiger, Tony Kroos, Kimmich. Those guys are really seasoned pros. And while there are seasoned pros for Spain, I haven't seen their entire kind of lineup yet, but they're not at that quite at that level, I don't think, for this tournament. And plus, home soil, that's going to be a big one. On home turf, Germany, if they having that is going to be a big boost, especially for a nation of their size. I'm going to go with Germany. Now we have Portugal versus Netherlands. This is an intriguing one. This could go either way. I'm trying to think of the defenders. Ruben Dias for Portugal will be big. Van Dijk for the Netherlands, obviously, but then the Netherlands also have De Ligt. In goal, I think Portugal might have a slight edge there. Diogo Costa maybe starting, I would imagine. Porto goalie. It's tough. It's really tough. This is actually a really tough one to think of. Bernardo Silva, Jota, Ronaldo, Joao Felix, Leao. Ooh. But then, I mean, Frankie de Jong, Xavi Simons, Gakpo, Gravenberch, Luke de Jong. I don't know if he's featuring for the Netherlands. I mean, he scored 40 goals or something. So I'm going to go with the Netherlands. I'm just going to go with the Netherlands. I don't know why. I have a feeling that someone will kind of step in for the Netherlands as a real burgeoning star. And this feels like a fixture that could be done in. Italy versus France. I know I was talking about Italy kind of, having this momentum coming back into the international tournaments, and also the fact that they did really well across all the European Cup competitions. But man, France, there's so much quality. I can't go against Kylian Mbappe and Saliba and Konate. And I mean, Mike Maignan, will he feature? I don't know if he's been fit or if he's in the lineup, but regardless, just the breadth of talent on display for France. Got to go with France. England versus Croatia. Croatia feels like they are approaching that Belgium stage where they're slowly exiting their prime. They're slowly exiting their kind of golden era, so to speak. So the logic in me says I should go with England, but I also think it'd be really funny if Croatia knocked them out. Nah, England have got to go through. Bellingham, Kane, Saka, Trent. Too much quality. Now on to the semifinals. My predictions have given us two semifinals that look honestly very tantalizing. Germany versus Netherlands to start off. I'm going to go... See, this is tough. It's, the home nation, the host side, facing up against the Netherlands, who are always like a perennial dark horse. I could be boring and go Germany, and that is like the very logical thing to do. But I gave England, Croatia. Nah, I mean, who does Germany have up top that's going to really score a ton of goals? I mean, they have Sane, they have Gnabry, Füllkrug. Germany got it. Germany got it. They're out on home soil. We'll go with them. France versus England. This is one that could really, honestly, I think would surprise people a bit more that it could go either way. England have a big problem, I think, defensively, at least relative to France in this kind of matchup. I will go with France, but I think it'll be close. I think this match could go to penalties and France winning on penalties. But Germany, Netherlands, these are going to be close matches. Even the quarterfinals were close. The round of 16 wasn't as close, but pretty close matchups thus far. So that would make the finals Germany, France. Germany versus France. My predicted final. Dang, this is tough. You know, being that they are on home soil, I want to give the edge to Germany. And I have now done this whole logic and heart bit 2 or 3 times, in the sense that if you're the home team, you're hosting, and you get to the finals against someone like France, Germany's going to be up for it. They're gonna go all out to win this, and who could blame them? So for me, even though I have now gone with logic several times over, I'm gonna go with France. I'm gonna go with France to win it. Save locally and continue maybe. Okay, yeah. So this is how it looks at the end. Let's see if I could kind of, yeah, that looks good. So in terms of the group, we'll not review the group stage, but this is actually a kind of neat way to view the kind of radial knockout stage. So this is basically how they've predicted it for me to go. Well, I predicted myself. This is how they've made it look. And honestly, I feel kind of comfortable with these predictions. I haven't gone for too many upsets. There could be, and that would just destroy my bracket, which would be fine. I wouldn't be too upset about that. That actually, seeing more upsets would make me less upset because it'd be a fun tournament. It'd be really engaging. But in terms of predictions, I think this is a good way to go about it. And yeah, so as always, the description will have the link for this bracket to fill out for you to go and have your predictions if you so choose. Like the video if you end up enjoying. Like the video if you ended up enjoying it. Yeah, I don't know why I stumbled on my words there. It's been a long video. This is my second video I recorded today, so kind of all over the place. But thank you so much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Like if you enjoyed. And thank you so much for watching me. Let me know who you end up predicting to win the Euros, and let me know what your bracket ends up looking like. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Sideline Sedo.